We go to chapter 10, income elasticity. When we started the elasticity, I told you that there are two variables that bring about changes in the quantity demanded of the product, which are income and price. So that's where we have to talk about income elasticity now. So for income elasticity, basically we're talking about the degree of responsiveness between the quantity demanded of a product as a result of a change in the level of income. Okay, so let's go on. What is income elasticity of demand? Income elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of demand to a change in income. Consider two products A and B. If income rises by 10% and the quantity demanded for product A rises by 25%, demand for product A is very responsive to the change in income. Economists will say that the demand for product A is income elastic. In contrast, if the quantity demanded for product B only goes by 5%, economists will say that the demand for product B is income inelastic. This is because percentage change in increase in the quantity demanded is less than the percentage change increase in the income. So, just like demand and supply, there's always inelastic and elasticity. There's always inelasticity and elasticity in income. So if there's a significant change in the quantity demanded of a product as a result of a change in the level of income, we say it is elastic. But if there's no significant change or there's little change in the quantity demanded of a product as a result of a change in the level of income, we say it is inelastic. Clear? Yes. So we go down. Interpreting the value of income elasticity of demand. The values calculated above show whether, okay, let's forget about that. So we have elastic or income inelastic demand. So so let's go to necessities immediately. For necessities, we are talking about basic goods. Necessities are basic goods that consumers need to buy. Examples include food in general, electricity and water. Demand for this type of goods will be income inelastic. Another example of a good that is inelastic is petrol. If the value of income elasticity of demand is between 1 and -1, demand is said to be income inelastic. Demand for product B is income elastic because income elasticity is 0.5. So let's go to necessities. For necessities, we are talking about goods, our basic needs that our living depends on. So this type of goods, it is, no matter what happens to our level of income, we tend to buy them. So it is always income inelastic. Clear. Another example of goods that are income inelastic is petrol. Fuel. No matter what the price is, in as much as you have a car, you have to fuel it. Yes or no? Yes. So it is always income inelastic. Okay. Yes. For luxury goods. For luxury goods, we are talking about goods that we buy them if we can afford them. They are luxury. So our living does not depend on them. It is only when we have so much with us that we think about buying it. They are discretionary expenditure. It's not something that our life or living depends on. So it is always income elastic. Is it clear? That's for luxury. For normal goods, for necessities, we're talking about income inelastic because our living depends on them. For luxury, our living does not depend on them. It is discretionary. It is optional. We don't need to buy them. But if we have that money, we have that huge amount of money we can buy. So it is always income elastic. For normal goods, we're talking about goods that their demand increases as the level of income increases. Goods that their demand increases as the level of income increases. Are you with me? Yes. So they said the value of income elasticity can also show whether goods are normal or inferior. For normal goods, where, for example, an increase in income results in an increase in the quantity demanded, the value of income elasticity will be positive. Product A and B are both are normal goods because income elasticity is positive in both cases. So we call it a normal good because it's going to give us a positive value. And this type of goods, the demand increases, their demand increases as the level of income increases. That is normal good. Is it clear? Yes. So it could be normal necessity. It could be normal luxury. Is it clear? Great. So we have inferior goods. For inferior goods, we are talking about goods that their demand reduces as the level of income rises. So these goods always have a negative YEB. Is it clear? Yes. Any question about that? Now, price elasticity and the businesses. Are you there? And businesses.
Yes.
Price elasticity can provide useful information for businesses. For example, it can help firms predict the effect of the price change on total revenue. When a firm changes its price, there will be a change in the quantity demanded and therefore a change in total revenue. It will be useful for the firm to know what effect a particular price change might have on the total revenue. So the value of price elasticity can help here. So for firms, they are businesses. They want to know what happens with people. They want to know how the income level is changing within the society, because it is through the income level that the demand for their goods will increase or the demand for their goods will reduce. So they are always, they always want to be sure about what happens with income level in every economy. Do you get it?
Okay.
So another reason why they need to understand elasticity is that if they change the price of their products as a result of changes in the level of income, it will also affect their revenue. So if the demand for their product increases as the level of their income increases, it means their total revenue would increase. But if the demand for their product is reducing based on the level of income reducing, they cannot even increase price at that point in time. Do you understand? So they check these things. They use it in knowing if their revenue is going to increase or reduce. So if the income level is increasing in the economy and the demand for their products is always income elastic, it means they will sell more. Revenue will increase. Please get the point here. If the income level is increasing in the economy and the demand for their product is income elastic, it means they should be expecting or they will be witnessing high revenue. You don't get it? I'll explain again. Income elasticity is based on the quantity demanded by the consumers. So if the product we sell, like we sell pens, this is what we sell. If pens are income elastic, it means when income level increases, we are expected to sell more of pens. That is income elasticity. But if the pens are income inelastic, no matter what the level of income is, we will still not buy. Yes. Do you understand? We will buy, sorry. We will buy. So, but no matter what the level of income is, it will not increase the total revenue. Do you get it now? Yes. If it is income inelastic, income increases or not increases, they will still sell their normal way. The total revenue would remain the same way. But if it is income elastic, as soon as income increases, the total revenue is expected to increase. If income falls, the total revenue is expected to fall. That is the difference between income elastic and income inelastic. For income inelastic, no matter what happens to the revenue or what happens to the level of income, the total revenue will still be intact. That is for income inelastic. But for income elastic, if income increases, the total revenue would increase. If income falls, the total revenue would fall. Yes. Is it clear now? Yes. Income elasticity and businesses. We talked about it already, right? Yes. Okay. Now we go to price elasticity and the government. Okay. So for government, governments have a way of controlling the society or the economy. They do this through spending or through taxation. You get me? Yes. There was a question one of my students asked me this afternoon about solution to government spending. Government should not always spend, because if government spends, I made the video for it anyway. You can check the YouTube for it. Government can spend or make regulations. So instead of government spending, government could use regulations. And if government use regulations like fines or pollution permits, it will reduce negative externality, and at the same time increase government revenue. So government will make more than spending. So sometimes government wants to correct externality by spending. But when government spends, there's always an opportunity cost. Because if government is spending on healthcare, government might not be able to spend on education. Government might not be able to spend on infrastructure. So government spending is always coming up with opportunity cost. Is it clear? So price elasticity and the government. Government often raises revenue by imposing direct taxes such as value-added tax, VAT, and excise duty on products. It is important for government to select products that have inelastic demand. This is because consumers will avoid heavily taxed products if demand for them is elastic. This is because consumers will have, okay. Therefore, government targets goods that are either necessities or have few substitutes. However, most governments do not target goods such as food and water, which are essential to human survival. Popular targets for governments when imposing taxes are cigarettes, alcohol, and petrol. Demand for these products is very price inelastic. So, government. Government always find a way of controlling or ensuring that the society works the way it should work. So government can do this by imposing taxation, especially indirect taxes. But what government will make sure it does is that it doesn't charge, it doesn't raise taxes on necessities like food, water. These things, our life depends on them. So government is not supposed to charge or take taxes on them because we won't be able to afford them. But government will put taxes on things that their demand are always price inelastic, like alcohol, cigarettes, petrol. Electricity is necessity. That is strategy. So, but petrol is for those who are rich. If you don't have a car, you don't have to buy. Alcohol is for those that are addicted to it. Cigarette is for those that are addicted to it. Do you understand? It's not for everybody. So that means those that are not addicted to it doesn't need to buy them. So government can take charges on these things. And both cigarettes and alcohol are demerit goods. They cause harm to the society, to the health of people that take them. People that take them. So these things, government might find a way of reducing them through taxation. Do you understand indirect taxes here? Yes. So government is doing this to reduce the consumption of demerit goods like this. Yes. You understand that, right? Yes. Okay. Then subsidies. This is when government will spend. Government might also consider PED when granting a subsidy to producers. The effect of a subsidy is to move the supply curve to the right, that is to increase supply. If the subsidy is designed to help the poor by making the goods cheaper, it is important that demand is priced inelastic. If demand is not priced inelastic, an increase in supply will only reduce the price slightly. This might explain why subsidies are often given to farmers, since demand for many products is inelastic. A subsidy to farmer will help to keep food prices low. Subsidies. When government wants to give subsidies, government will give subsidies to goods that are priced inelastic because their demand is priced inelastic, like food. Because these things, our life depends on them. Do you understand? So look at government. If government wants to increase tax, government will not increase tax on goods that are necessities, like food. Same goes to government when they want to give subsidy. Government will give subsidy on goods that are inevitable, that are important, like agricultural products. That's why government of every country would want to subsidize for farmers. Because subsidy for farmers ensures that food from the farm, agricultural products become affordable. Do you understand? Because these agricultural products are what we depend on. So government will subsidize to increase the supply of agricultural products at a reduced price. That's why we say subsidy is financial help from government to reduce the cost of production for firms or farmers and to reduce the price of products for the price of consumption. Do you see? So if the cost of production falls or reduces, the price of the product would also what? Fall. So both of them will shift the supply curve rightward. Is it clear? Yes. So we have the multiple choice question. Which of the following shows the income elasticity of demand for an inferior good? Negative. A, good. Question 2. The PED of a product is minus 2.4. What will then happen if the price of the product is increased by 10%? The PED is minus 2.4, huh?
PED
The PED, yes.
is elastic. Actually.
It's elastic, yes. B? No.
See the total revenue rising.
The PED for a product is negative 2.4, which is elastic.
Yes.
What will happen if the price of this product is increased by 10%? If you increase the price of this product,
Yes.
what will happen?
Remember right.
A product that is price elastic.
Yes. Total revenue.
Will fall. It is elastic. So that means it is price elastic. If the price increases, the revenue is going to fall. If the price falls, the revenue is going to boom. Is it clear?
Yes.
That ends chapter 10, income elasticity of demand.